pleasure to give you a brief update on the 2008 conference. The committee prepared a report of the conference, and it was sent to all conference participants, all levels of government, all other parties deemed appropriate by the committee. The report encourages dialogue among community leaders, assists in laying the groundwork for future economic initiatives in Durham region. The Prosperity Conference, initially a joint effort between the University of Ontario Institute of Technology and the Region of Durham Economic Development and the Greater Oshawa Chamber of Commerce, expanded by adding Durham College this year. The biannual event brought together community leaders from business, labor, government, academia to identify solutions for fueling the growth and creating long-term wealth for the region's municipalities. We had a seller's lineup of speakers, but I won't go into that in detail right now. And the event worked up with a working lunch with the Honourable Michael Bryant, who was Minister of Economic Development, as a keynote speaker. The objective was to identify areas where economic cooperation can pay even greater dividends, assess challenges to a regional approach, and outline the next steps to ensure a regional approach succeeds. The interaction, active discussion between panelists and delegates addressed potential avenues for future success that Durham region should target, and what concrete steps can be taken to realize a prosperous future for the region's municipalities. It outlined the challenges coming from the conference, as well as the synopsis of the presentations and a panel discussion, and we identified 5 challenges. First, strengthening our competitiveness and investment, repositioning our industrial sector, investing in our labor force, promoting research, creativity, and innovation, and finally speaking with one voice. Several of the outcomes were taken up by the Ontario and Canadian Chambers of Commerce, and they made several recommendations, including urging the Ontario government to address negative economic capital investment impact to Ontario and not proceeding to complete the eastward extension of Highway 407 from Brock Road in Pickering to Highway 35-115. Urging the federal government to find a better balance between funding for research infrastructure and funding for research personnel in order to ensure the adequate use of research infrastructure investments and stop the brain drain of highly qualified researchers, graduate students, and research assistants. And finally, urging the federal government to be a leader by creating a national nuclear energy strategy that will benefit the Canadian nuclear manufacturing sector, ensuring that it will continue to provide jobs, investment, and economic strength for the Canadian economy in the coming decades. And finally, I would like to take a few short minutes to expand on Garth's initiatives, to introduce and give a brief overview of the Global Experience at Work Initiative Durham. This initiative comes from an identified challenge of investing in our labor force and addresses the foreign credentials problem and other challenges facing internationally trained professionals. In efforts to benefit Durham region's small and medium-sized enterprises and to integrate more internationally trained professionals and skilled workers into the local labor force, the Greater Oshawa Chamber of Commerce was pleased to partner with the Ontario Chamber of Commerce and launch Global Experience at Work Initiative Durham. In the spring of 2010, this initiative was a direct result of the identified need to address the foreseen aging labor shortages that was identified at the last Durham Economic Prosperity Conference in 2008. The Global Experience at Work, as I stated, is an initiative of the Ontario Chamber of Commerce with support and funding from the Government of Canada, the Government of Ontario. It is also part of an Ontario Chamber strategy to better promote Ontario as a career, business, and investment destination of choice, and to ensure that Ontario keeps pace with the global economy. Over 60 community organizations are partnering in local community programs, which are taking place in 15 locations across Ontario. Under the direction of Project Coordinator Jason Kurami, who is with us this morning, this initiative has been able to bridge local expertise and experience with the goal of raising awareness about the importance of foreign trained professionals into the workforce. As a direct result of this initiative, the Greater Oshawa Chamber of Commerce is pleased to announce 2 publications available to you today. One's a workbook full of resources, information, and references on the benefits to small and medium-sized enterprises of integrating more internationally trained professionals and skilled workers into the local labor force. The second is a resource guide filled with useful immigration resources, both local and Canada-wide, to assist an employer, immigration service providers, and new Canadians. For more information on any of these resources and to learn more about the Global Experience at Work Initiative Durham, including a free training seminar that you can sign up for, please stop and speak with Jason at our Durham Economic Prosperity table. And for a complete copy of the DEPC 2008 report, presentations, our PowerPoints, panel discussions, questions and answers, and the 2006 conference report, please visit www.durhamprosperity.org. Thank you.